Assalamu alaikum. This tutorial will show you how you can design custom dialog boxes. Last time we saw the basic alert dialog box. In this one I will show you how you can create a custom dialog box similar to this one. So when the user clicks on this button, on the new button, they get this kind of dialog. Then they can add the country Qatar and the flag name Qatar, and when they press add they get Qatar. Okay, and then also they can add Qatar to, let's say, second country, and then they get the second country. Okay, it's a very simple dialog box just to show you that you can create your own dialog box as complex as you want, where the user gives you some inputs. We read the inputs from this dialog box and then display it in our activity or add it to an array or array list. Okay, so to do this, first I will go to file, new project, simple custom dialog, and next, finish. Okay, now to create the custom dialog box, first thing you need to do is, of course, you need to design this layout. Okay, the layout, one layout that has a button and another layout for our for our dialog box. So the first layout is this activity, and the main activity only has a single button, so you need to create that layout. Drag this, and then I'll call this, just restrict it. Okay, give it the constraints, and then call it add or new country, and here I will give it new country BTN. Okay, now the second layout will be this layout, a layout that looks like this, add a country and then name in this. I will not spend a lot of time designing, so I will just copy that layout and paste it here. I'm sure you know how to create now a layout, so you just right click, new, right click on the layout, new, and then resource file, and you name it custom layout. And after that you just have to design a layout that looks like this, simple layout. Okay, it has add, country name this, and then two input boxes and a button. Okay, then you need to go to your Java file, and now we will say alert dialog, dialog. Okay, so we'll have this alert dialog. Now there are a couple of things I have done. I gave this button an ID, of course, of country new. This is the ID, and also in my custom dialog I give this one an ID of country name ADT, I give this one an ID of flag name ADT, and I give this an ID of add button. Okay, we would need those, we will be referencing those IDs in our activity. Now we create alert dialog box, and then we need a button. Of course, this button will be this new country button, so new country BTN. Okay, another thing I need, first let's complete this too. So my dialog, I would like to create my dialog, so first thing I will say is my dialog equals to new alert dialog dot alert dialog dot builder. Okay, and then you pass the context to it. Okay, now of course it's complaining because you have to create it, you have to go till here, but in the middle, before you create the alert dialog, we want to assign the view of this dialog to be our own view, this custom layout view. So you will say the set view, and then you say view. Now this view we need to create it by inflating our layout. Okay, so we will do this, view first let me create the view on top, view, and I will call it my custom layout view. Okay, so this is my custom layout view. You need to import it, alt enter, and then of course it will import for you this widget view. Now I'll say my custom view equals to get layout inflator dot inflate. Okay, then I will give it r dot layout dot and custom dialog. So I called it custom dialog and I'm inflating that one. Next one is gonna be null because I don't want to attach it to anything, and also the last one is false. Okay, so now I have my view inflated. So I inflated my layout, and of course now the dialog box will know about my view, which is this my custom view. Okay, so you will say dialog equal new dialog and set view to this view and this on create. Okay, now this is created. Now I want when the button is pressed for the dialog to pop up. So the way you do that is you will get of course the new button equals to find view by id r.id dot new country btn. Okay, now you will register a listener to this new button dot set on click listener, and then you say new on click listener. And here now you can do dialog dot show. Right, now if we run this application, you should be able to see this simple alert dialog that has your own custom layout, not the other dialog box that had the positive and negative. Okay, see, this is the app now. When I press on this new, I see my new dialog. Okay, so the next step is that how can we read the data from this one and then maybe display it in our main activity. Okay, you could do that by first go to your custom layout, go to your activity main, and the activity main I will add one more text view that displays the content. Okay, so I can drag this text view to the middle and constrain it, basically add constraint to it, and that's it. Okay, and we call this one display TV. Okay, display TV, so text view. Now let's go back to our main activity, and whatever we read from here we want to display it inside that text view. I mean, you could have had an array where you put this as an object, okay, or you can create an object out of it, but I just want to show you how you can read back those information. Now I'll say text view, and we called it display TV. Okay, now you can say first you need to find this display TV equals to find view by id, or get the reference of it, and then I would say display TV. Okay, now I have the reference of this text view, which means I can insert things as soon as they press this add button. Now how can I get a reference of the add button? The add button is not located in my main activity, it's located in my custom layout. So all of those things, what are the three things? The country name, the flag, and the add button are found inside this one. It's similar to the list view, the custom view. Okay, the convert view, sorry. So we need three things. We need two edit text box and a button. So I will create those things: edit text, and then I will call it country name, and then edit text I'll say flag name edt, okay, and country name edt. Now I can access those two, the country name and the flag name, by doing something like this. So I'll say country name equals to, I cannot do find view by id because those views are not located in the activity main, they are located in this view. So I will use this one, this view dot find view by id, because I can find them now inside this layout. And I would say r.id dot it's called country name edt. Okay, so the second one is the flag name, so I'll say flag name edt is also flag name edt. Those names are the names I gave, of course, in my custom layout, and here I gave those country name edt, and I gave this one flag name edt, and this button is called add button. Okay, so also let's get the add button. So let's create a button and we call it add btn, and right here I would say add btn. Add btn is add btn, of course. Okay, so I have those three views reference from this layout. Okay, all right, now I have all the references. I have the place to display. I have access to all of these things. So as soon as the user clicks on the add button, I would like to first of all dismiss this view and also display the content in my main activity, in the activity main layout. Okay, and activity main layout, I would use this text box to display that information. All right. Okay, but before we move in, I'll remove this text stuff so it will be empty. Save. Now, which button should we add a listener to the add button? Okay, so we will, I would say add button when the user presses add btn dot set on click listener, new on click listener. Now I will do two things. First thing is that I want to read the content inside this two and put them in a string. So I'll say string the content equals to, I will say country name dot get text dot to string plus, of course you can use string builders and so on, but in here I'm just make it something very simple, new and a tab, and then flag name dot get text dot edt, sorry, dot to string. Right, so I have the content. Now I just need to inject the content inside into the display. So I'll say display display tv dot set text country, display dot set text display whatever it has, dot to string plus this content. Okay, so this way the previous content plus this new content. Okay, you could have had here an array list where you're creating an object out of this thing and then adding that object into the array list. Okay, you could do that, but for now this all it does is it will display something back on the screen. All right, finally I need to dismiss the dialog, because as soon as the button add is pressed, then this dialog need to disappear and then we need to see the content that was added. All right, so let's rearrange our code. Let's put this listener here at the end, and let's do all the finding on top. Okay, so this to find, these are the two buttons on the main activity. We inflate our layout, then we find this views, we create a dialog box out from this layout, and then we register some click listeners, one on the first button, which is the new country, and another one on the add listener, on the add button. Okay, now if we run our application, you should be able to see the exact similar application that you have seen before. So okay, so I'll press new country, and here you can see now 1 1, and when I press add you see 1 1. Okay, I do Germany, and the flag is, and you see Germany tag. Of course the formatting is, you're supposed to do some more, a new line or something. Okay, that's it. So this is the way you create a new your own custom, basically your own custom dialog box. Okay, good luck.